G'day YouTube, Warbles on a lot again here. 2:45 in the afternoon, 6th of June 2012. If the sun decides to come out from behind those clouds over there, then maybe we'll get another look at the transit of Venus just before it finishes. However, barring that, this is yet another in the 5th SunFoil prototype construction project, showing here the mock-up. Not very good lighting, but you've seen that before. Got a good idea of that. Now over here we're going to have a little bit of a lesson in structure and fittings and aerodynamics. Okay, now I've drawn this on cardboard, and along here we have the canopy made out of fiberglass on the back of my son's car. In the purple we have a solar panel, and as you can see from the bottom here to the top of the center and back down to the bottom edge, you have in fact got a very crude curve. So left to itself on the roof of a car, a solar panel will function like a very clunky aerofoil. You can see here in red, or pink anyway, I've got the streamlines which result in an unfaired panel on the roof of a car. And you can see there's some turbulence behind the flat square leading edge. That pretty much smooths out. You get a little bit of turbulence at the trailing edge as the air spills over a flat end, but compared to the amount of turbulence at the flat square trailing edge of the car, it's not actually a big drama. You know, a solar panel on its own might be 2.5%. If you put it on round section roof rack bars, you can knock that up to 5%. By contrast, if you put the carved wooden fairing into the picture and take the streamlines in green, you get lead onto the panel in a more gentle fashion, so you get less turbulence at the front end, but that doesn't really matter much because all that turbulence smooths out. And at the trailing edge you've now got a nice smooth fairing to lead the airflow over the back end of the solar panel, and this ruled line here is the direction of the overall downwash, so the solar panel effectively tries to ease the air coming over the back of the canopy. Alright, now the other doodads we've got on here is to show you how the thing's put together. We have the buried bolt at each pylon. We have the self tappers for treated pine. This one will be sunk into a hole, goes in here. These three are going to be visible on the bottom of the well, towel rail as George would call it, or the pylon strake as I would call it in aeroplane talk. Here we have another buried pine self tapper, and here are the wafer headed timber self tappers which go from inside the solar panel. You've got to drill that hole there, and they go into the tips. Alright, so the solar panel is firmly held into the inside of the picture frame, and the picture frame is both epoxied and screwed to the towel rails, and the towel rails have got buried epoxied bolt heads to go down into the canopy or the roof of the car. And I might say that the headlining in most cars is thicker than that. My son is a automotive electrician and air conditioning mechanic, and when I go and visit him at his workshop, it is remarkably scary just how much they pull the cars apart to fit radios and stereos and various electrical doodads. So don't be afraid of drilling 4 or 5 holes in the roof of your car that won't wreck the value of the car because this thing's probably never going to come off. Let's face it, if you've got something that shaves 20 or 30% off the fuel burn of the vehicle, why would you want to remove it? If you're going to sell the vehicle, the next person to buy it is going to want it to be there. So, okay, it's a permanent fixture. All I have to do is carve that into that. And then assemble the wood, prime it, paint it, assemble the panel, silastic the panel, and then fit it on my son's car. There you go. Aero Hillbilly Enterprises tutorial in low-speed aerodynamics for streamlined photovoltaics in the automotive use. Ciao!